How far will a mother go for her family? Today, we're talking about a mother that became the first well-known female Italian serial killer who literally used her victims to wash away her sins, and as a light snack. Leonarda Cianciulli was born in Montella Avellino, Kingdom of Italy on April 18, 1894. Sadly, Leonarda was a child of rape. She was the daughter of Emilia di Nolfi, who was forced into marrying her rapist. Growing up, Leonarda experienced a difficult upbringing. She was raised in one of the most poverty-stricken regions of Italy in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. She lost her father quite early in her life, and her mother Emilia remarried. However, that did little to help their financial situation. In addition to being poor, Leonarda also suffered emotional abuse from her mother. Due to her tough circumstances, she tried to kill herself on 2 separate occasions, although there is not enough information on how she tried to commit suicide. At some point in 1917, Leonarda's mother chose a wealthy potential partner for her. However, Leonarda married a registry office clerk named Raphael Pensardi, who was considerably older than her. Before she got married, a fortune teller warned her, telling her that although she would marry and have children, the children would all pass away at a young age. She did not pay too much attention and continued to get married to the love of her life. Since her mother had planned to marry her to a different man, her mother was outraged at the marriage, and she cursed Leonarda and her husband. Although the idea of casting a curse upon someone may seem absurd, Leonarda's life was filled with suffering and pain from that moment on. In 1921, Leonarda and her husband relocated to Lauria, a town and commune that is now part of the province of Potenza. They began with immediate financial issues. With their small earnings, she and her husband were unable to sustain their expanding family, as they soon began having children. Leonarda tried several hustles in an effort to increase their income in order to support the family. In 1927, she was arrested for fraud and went to prison. When she was released, she and her husband made the decision to relocate the family to the Italian commune of Lacedonia, which is currently located in the province of Avellino. Although they came here hoping for a new beginning, tragedy and suffering also followed them. An earthquake destroyed their home in 1930. Close to having nothing in life, their family relocated once again, this time to the Italian town and municipality of Correggio, which is located in the province of Reggio Emilia. Finally, the family started to achieve some degree of financial stability. Leonarda starts a little soap store. She enjoyed a high level of respect from her neighbors, and many people visit her shop. She had 17 pregnancies over the years, 3 of which resulted in miscarriages. 10 of her children passed away before they turned 18. Leonarda was very superstitious and believed in astrology, palm reading, and fortune telling, and she remembered the fortune teller who told her about her children dying at a young age. By this time, she became concerned for the 4 that had made it. In 1939, World War II had begun. Giuseppe Pensardi had been chosen to serve in the Italian army when the fascists started recruiting. Because she was concerned for her son, the fortune teller's predictions, and her mother's curse, she became deeply superstitious and made the decision that the only way to keep her son safe was to sacrifice another human. Faustina Seti, a local spinster, was Leonarda's first victim. Seti was invited to Leonarda's house under the pretense of finding her a husband. Leonarda gave her instructions to compose letters to her family, informing them that she would be visiting the man abroad. They chatted about the potential husband, and then Leonarda offered Seti some wine. Little did Seti know that the wine was drugged. When she was unconscious, Leonarda killed her with an axe. Faustina Seti became the first victim of the Italian mother. Leonarda cut Seti into 9 pieces and extracted her blood into a basin. She placed the pieces into a pot, added 7 kilos of caustic soda, and stirred until the mixture had turned into a thick, dark mush. As for the blood in the basin, she let it coagulate before drying it in an oven, grinding it, and mixing it with flour, sugar, chocolate, milk, eggs, and margarine to make lots and lots of tea cakes. Enough tea cakes to serve to her friends, neighbors, visitors, as well as her family and her husband. And you know what's worse? Leonarda justified taking her victim's life insurance, worth 30,000 Italian lire, as payment for her service in finding Seti a husband. On September 5, 1940, Leonarda found her second victim, named Francesca Soavi. Francesca was looking for a job, and Leonarda said that she had the perfect teaching position abroad for her. So Francesca came to her home, wrote letters to her family explaining the situation before drinking Leonarda's poisoned wine. When Francesca was unconscious, Leonarda got her axe, chopped her up, turned her into tea cakes, and took her money. Soon enough, Leonarda would find her third victim. Her name was Virginia Cacioppo, a renowned soprano who had previously performed at Milan's illustrious La Scala Opera Theatre. Leonarda melted her flesh, added a bottle of cologne, and turned it into soap, distributing the soap bars to her friends, family, and neighbors. But Leonarda had made a mistake. Virginia had a very worried sister-in-law and had, in fact, seen her entering Leonarda's home the night she had left. Almost immediately, she reported her sister-in-law's disappearance to the Reggio Emilia police, who quickly investigated Leonarda. The home of Leonarda was thoroughly inspected by the police, who questioned her relentlessly about Virginia. At first, Leonarda denied and defended herself. Then, when the police tried to place the blame on her adored son, Giuseppe, she broke down and confessed everything. With her confession, Leonarda was found guilty of 3 murders. Leonarda was then given a sentence of 30 years in jail by the court. Additionally, she would spend 3 years in a criminal asylum. On October 15, 1970, Leonarda passed away from a cerebral hemorrhage while still a patient at the criminal asylum. She was 79 years old. Her body was returned to her family for burial. However, her murderous tools, including the pot in which her victims were boiled, were presented to the Rome Criminology Museum. Today, visitors to the museum can still view her collection of axes and take a look inside the vessel she used to cook people. As crazy as it may sound, the Romani fortune teller in the end was right in reading Leonarda's palm, jail, and asylum. What do you think about Leonarda's story? Do you believe her superstitious beliefs? Or are the events just unfortunate? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this episode, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one, and take care.